In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix a bad neck taper with a drop fade. Now, my client here has a really pushback neck taper. So he's come to me so I can get him looking right again. So what we do on the top, well, first the hairstyle is like we bring the front forward, line up the top. So we do a 3 on top. And so I'm going down with the grain, making sure all the hair is even. And then you're going to see me fade out the botched neck taper. So you can see it from this angle here. And so we're just going to turn it into a drop fade. The reason I've recommended a drop fade for my client is that it keeps pretty much the exact same haircut shape that the taper does, but it's just a normal fade instead. Now, so I'm just blending up into the bulk. I'm trying to keep as much of the original shape that the taper creates for this drop fade. So that's the main thing that I'm focusing on in this video, keeping the exact same shape. When you keep the same shape of the haircut, when you keep it consistent, it doesn't really look like your client's, well, it doesn't look like that your client's overall look and appearance has changed a lot. Because most people really notice the haircut shapes, unless you're into your fades and you know how to look at fades. But most people notice shapes, so keeping the shape consistent helps my client's overall look consistent, as if there was no problem with the neck taper at all. So I'm starting on this side, and I believe my fade steps were a little random. I think I may have stuck away from my normal routine a little bit. Right here. Alright, so my client's hair, especially at the back of his head, grows in different directions. So you're going to see me turn my clipper in the different directions to cater for the way that the hair grows, so I can cut against the grain. Now, again, I'm making sure that as I'm fading, I'm keeping in mind, I'm keeping the exact same shape, or as much of the original shape of the haircut from the original taper as possible with the drop fade. So we're doing the same height that we do our taper, just as a drop fade, but we're keeping the same shape. This is super important if you are going to fix a bad neck taper, or fix a taper fade with a drop fade. So as soon as we can, we're going to go back to a taper fade. So my client here actually came in yesterday. It's been a week since I recorded this video, and I started the foundation already. The taper hasn't grown back in dark just yet, but we've started the foundation. Alright, I'm also doing his beard as well. So I knocked this all down to skin, because my client's skin does react well with the foil shaver. So here's the problematic side, right here. So you can already see the outline of, well, the outline of the taper, but we've pretty much faded in the left side. So now this is going to be fun. This is exactly what you came here to watch. Right. Okay. Alright, got the no guard open, and I'm just doing my normal fading steps. Alright, I'm fading out where the lineup is, matching it to my left side, and then I've closed it a little bit, and I'm just going to play around with it. So my client here, well, I actually noticed this when my client came in, and I recommended, I asked if we wanted to fix the issue from the taper to a bold fade or skin fade. I asked if it's something that he wanted to do, and he was happy to go with it. He trusts my word, I used to cut this client way back in the day, my early years of when I was cutting hair. And yeah, my client trusted my word, so he could maximize his overall look, maximize the taper fade. And I believed that we had to fix the lineup, and there really wasn't any other way in my eyes to fix the lineup than completely fading it out and starting again. So my client's taper is usually dark. So because it's dark, I'm making sure that the fade itself is dark as well. And I found that using combs when I'm fading afro hair like my client here is a little easier as well or just to section the hair ready for the clipper. I'm using my corners. When you're using your corners, I use my corners when I'm detailing and when I want certain specific hair cut and the hair around it to be left. So this isn't the original shop that I'm at. So our shop is going through renovations, and so I've moved to our Bexley North location. Our original shop's in Revesby, New South Wales, but I've been moved to our Bexley North location. Got a chair there for the meantime, while our renovations are finishing up. And our shop is going to look quite similar to our Bexley North shop. And then I can't wait until I'm back there. Alright, so you can already begin to see the haircut come together. And really, you wouldn't even know that this haircut was a taper and had a pushback neck taper because, well, we've completely faded it out. We kept the consistent shape for my client, so it doesn't look like he got a drastic haircut that changed too much. Just looks like how he was before. So I've made sure I kept the lineup dark because that's how our tapers work. And now I'm using the foil shaver. Alright, look at the back. You can already see it coming together really, really well. Alright, just detailing the fade a little bit. Alright, now I'm fading in from the sides to the beard. Now it's the exact same steps as your normal fade, but you're just doing them and then just upside down. So a lot of the time what I notice when I do my fades into the beard is that rather than doing all of my steps, I tend to skip steps to make my job easier. Depending on the hair texture, sometimes it works and it's worth doing, sometimes it's not, and I have to go over it so many times. But that's just getting to know my client's hair. Alright, now everyone's favorite part of the haircut. So this is the lineup prep, and then I'm about to get into the lineup. My client has such a nice natural lineup already. It's a really good base, a really good canvas, and his lineups just really pop. So I go down with either a number 2 guard, open or close, kind of depends on the length, or a 1.5 guard, open or close, depends on how the hair goes. So I start in the middle, And for me personally, I like to use a trimmer with a smaller blade. I feel like I have more control. So I use the Anders Slimline Pro LIs. This is the newer generation. It's much more powerful. It's as powerful as a modern trimmer, which is perfect for me. So here, when I do my vertical bars, I use my client's forehead as my angle. So whatever angle the forehead is, I do the vertical bars and I match that as much as I can. You're not always going to be able to do it, depending on if someone's naturally receding or whatever it may be. It may not always work, but that's the best guide so you can have a perfectly symmetrical lineup that suits your client. A lot of barbers dig in deep, a lot of barbers offset their lineup, and this is the perfect way to have a lineup or create a lineup for your clients that actually looks a part of their haircut. So you're gonna see, I'm doing the corner, I'm looking at the angle of the vertical bar. Sorry, I'm looking at the angle of the forehead, going back and forth, C-cups. With your lineups as well, you do not want to dig in too deep and push your clients back, unless they want it. A lot of clients do. I have a few clients that like the sharp look and actually ask for me to push the hairline back even more. So I'll do it a little bit and then they'll ask me to do it even more. And that's just their preference. Now, over the lineup on the vertical bar, there's a bit of hair overhanging. I hope I get. And with the beard line, you want to, when the client has a beard, for them to look their absolute best, you want to bring out the masculine features. So you want to really define the jaw. So behind the ear, like I just did, really want to make sure that's perfect and clean, not dug in too much, and the jaw as well. That way, your client's jaw is going to pop even more. It's going to help them look better, look their best, and they're going to come back to you. So when clients actually look good, they feel good, their dating life's better, and they're going to come back to you. Alright, now I'm knocking my client's beard. That's a one guard. And now I'm just detailing with a shorter length, just in the darker spots. Kind of like the fade. There are darker spots in the beard. I use a slightly shorter length and I just fade it out so I can match the entire length or the entire look, because that's what we're going after for my client. He said that he wanted a similar look to my facial hair, close to the face, short stubble. And well, this is actually scientifically the most attractive beard length, beard look that there is, a low stubble. Alright. Now a lot of my clients, they like their lineups as natural as possible, but still sharp. So even with the moustache area, we keep it pretty natural. On top, we might bring it down, but over the lip, we keep it pretty natural. Now I'm lining up my client's neck. With this, you don't want to line up your client right at the neck. You want to do it slightly below. You want the hair to fall around the jawline and then line up underneath that. If you line up on the jawline, you're going to make it look like you have a double chin. If you line it up too low, you're going to have a neck beard and they look odd. They don't look manly. So you just want to, you want to find a good spot where the hair, you want to line up underneath the jawline, The camera that I'm using for this video is the Pocket Osmo 3, the Creator Kit. In Creator Kit, you get a mic and a few other things. But now, when you're using the blade, just pull the skin tight, hold the blade flat. With the beard, the harder that you pull, the more curved the beard's going to be. That's just how the beard grows. Shucks. Alright, with the hairline, same thing. You don't want to dig in too much with the hairline. Hold the blade flat, pull the skin tight. Alright, so what I do for my clients, they have a beard. Currently what I'm doing, I shave the neck underneath. So I use shaving cream. So currently this is what I'm offering with my haircut and beard service, and still for the same price currently. Who knows, that might go up. Who knows, it's a fun experience. So what I'm putting on underneath, I'm putting on under moisturizer. Putting moisturizer on my client's skin. So I learned this from an older barber. The moisturizer helps the moisture stay in the hair, and when you shave, you want as much moisture in the hair as possible. Here's the hot towel. Alright, now to get the best shave, you want to push the shaving brush into your client's skin. It's not going to hurt them. If anything, it actually feels nicer having a bit of pressure and applying a bit of pressure. Alright. Same with the hairline and the blade. Pull the skin tight, hold the blade flat. You don't want to push back your client's liner. Just want to get rid of all the little hairs. If there aren't any little hairs, the furthest that you want to go with the blade is where the dark hair of the lineup is. You don't want to go any further because you're going to nick hairs and you're going to push hairs back, and you don't want to do that. Alright, do it underneath the eyebrows, not changing the shape, keeping the shape consistent and manly. With eyebrows, naturally most of them have an arch, but when you're underneath, you tend to see the natural shape of the eyebrows, and you just follow that. I get my clients to pull their lips down when I'm doing the mow, and here I'm actually holding my client's nose up, just so I can get it a little bit nicer. Same thing, pull the skin tight, hold the blade flat. With the blade, when the hair is soft enough, you can actually go against the grain. So when you're shaving, obviously going against the grain, you're going to get a shorter cut. But if you do the right prep, you can go against the grain easily, and there's no discomfort for your clients either. But it's all in the prep. If you don't prep that well, it's going to be a bit more, or it's going to be uncomfortable. Well, the hairline should be right. Or with the hairline, it's all right. But yeah, it's all in the prep. If you want to go against the grain, if you prep it well, you soften the hair enough, there's not going to be any discomfort, or minimal discomfort, if that. Alright, now the second hot towel just gets rid of the shaving cream and everything else. Alright, now I'm just checking to see if everything's alright. And now I saw that the mo was a little... The mo wasn't as symmetrical as I wanted. So this left side here, I'm just matching up to the right. So I accidentally left a few hairs a bit longer. And now I'm using a beard. No, sorry, that's an aftershave there. Just making sure everything lines up. Now I'm just evening out the length a little bit more on that left side. Just making sure the entire look is consistent and symmetrical to the other side. Alright, now here there's just some hair sticking up around the jaw. So this is how I like to do it. Just go with the grain. Usually with a 1 guard or 1.5. And then depending on the length of the facial hair, depends if the stubble is, depends on if I open the guard or close the guard. So just there, I was on my phone, I was just looking to see if I wrote down any notes for this client here, which I don't believe I did. Alright, coming to the mirror, just checking that everything's how I want. Making sure my client looks his best, feels confident, and is unforgettable everywhere he goes. So look, I help men go from being unconfident to unforgettable. I care about how men look, I care about how men feel in their haircuts, and I just love it. I love it. And look, if you want a haircut from me, you can book your haircut through the link in the description, jtcuts.com, or you can go to my Instagram and click the link in my bio, book your haircut with me so you can go from unconfident to unforgettable. But also, when you're confident, it transfers into all aspects of your life, your wealth, your health, and your relationships, and that's the best way to live life. When all of these aspects of your life are just firing confidently. So here, I believe I'm about to apply my beard balm that I use. Now, this is my favorite product. My client actually bought one, his first haircut back with me, and it's coconut, it's guava, it smells incredible. My client's girlfriend noticed it instantly after his last haircut with me, and my other client, or a few other clients of mine. One other client said that his girlfriend noticed it instantly as well, as soon as he walked in the door. So it's a great product. It doesn't smell like a perfume or a cologne. Like it's guava and coconut, but it's just a nice enhancement to your perfume that you're already wearing. And it helps hydrate your beard, nourish your beard, it gives it a natural shine. And because it does all these three things, it makes your beard appear a little darker because it's shiny, it stands out more. And I'm just putting what's left over on my hands just on my client's hair. It's an all natural product. It's awesome. I love the brand. It's called Fox and Fellow. If you're ever interested, I sell it at our shop. It's awesome. They don't sponsor this just yet. Hopefully. Yeah, now I'm just touching up the lineup, making sure my client feels as though that I've left everything in this haircut. I've put everything into this haircut. Making sure my client looks his absolute best. Yeah. Just like when you play a sport and you leave your heart and soul out on the court or out on the field, the exact same with the haircuts. Every single haircut, I make sure I do my best to help my clients feel confident in themselves, therefore helping them feel unforgettable. haircut's already coming along really well. And I actually forgot to take an after shot. I was having such a good time, and I forgot to get an after shot with the camera of the haircut. But you're gonna see when I show my client in the mirror, even just now, of how it looks so far. So I clean up the hair on the very bottom of my client's neck, and I show my client how it looks. Again, thank you, bro, to my client for trusting me with my word and helping you, and just taking my word so you can look as good as possible, so you can feel as confident as possible. Alright, and that's the haircut. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.